So if you have your workbooks with you, please turn with me to page 86. So in our previous lesson, we looked at how to draw, how to sketch, not even draw. We're not at drawing it lah. Okay, kita sekarang hanya berminat untuk lakaran saja. And so when we are sketching, we don't do graph paper. Okay, next week when we go into drawing, or actually tomorrow when we go into drawing, then we will talk about using graph paper. Okay, so right now we're only interested in sketching. Okay, and we learned a few very important principles lah. Okay, the most important thing is that we need to know that if there are numbers in a trigonometric function, okay, we need to know what these numbers mean. What does A mean? What does me mean? What does B mean? Okay, and what does C mean? Okay, and we learned that we know that A tells us the number of the maximum and minimum value, assuming that the graph starts from 0 lah. Okay, and then B tells us how many cycles are there in 2 pi. Okay, and I warned you all in the previous class, I said that you must remember how to interchange between degrees and radians. Okay, especially in this chapter lah. Okay, especially in this chapter, we are very interested in 2 pi, pi over 2. Okay, we're not interested in this degrees dah kan, because it's so mathematic biasa lah. Okay, we are at maths, so we have to be a little bit more extra lah. Okay, so we learned not only in degrees, but we also learned in 2 pi's. Okay, so I hope you remember that. And then of course, the last number over here, sometimes it's plus, sometimes it's minus. Okay, it tells us the vertical movement of the graph. Okay, and the most important thing when we draw the graph is to make it a process. Okay, at this beginning stage lah, sebab kamu baru saja belajar ini pada hari Isnin, so to us it's still pretty new. Okay, unless you're very good at visualizing, you're like, okay, that's how it looks like. Okay, make it a process. Okay, start first with the letter A. Okay, make the highest and the lowest number, and then draw the basic shape. Okay, according to how many cycles there are. If there is, let's say for example in this, if there's 2 cycles, you draw 2 cycles. Okay, and then get the highest and lowest 2 and -2, and then only you move the graph vertically upwards or vertically downwards lah. Okay, depending on apa yang dia minta. Kalau dia minta tolak 1, means kamu turunkan the whole thing, turunkan 1 step. Okay, and at the same time, I also told you that whenever you do questions like this, it always helps to use Desmos, okay, to help you to visualize, to see whether your sketch is correct or not. Okay, and also another thing I mentioned is that because this is a sketch, okay, the most important thing is the information in the sketch itself. Okay, what kind of shape is it? What does the graph look like? What is the range? Okay, from 0 to how many? Okay, for our workbook, most of our questions are 0 to 2 pi lah. Okay, that means 0, the angle is between 0 to 2 pi or 0 to 360 degrees. Okay, I think so. Is it? Yeah, all of it is actually from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, we haven't come to the one where dia suruh kamu potong separuh. Itu nanti kemudian lah. Okay, that one we can easily do that later. But now we are just interested in drawing graphs from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, as a beginning. And so the reason why I'm going very slow with this, usually like a lot of teachers I know, they will like, okay, cepat-cepat ajar dan cepat-cepat habis lah, because they're sketching of graphs saja lah. The reason why I'm going very slow with this is because I think it's a very important skill that you need to learn, and it needs to be developed as we go along. Okay, so I think we will take maybe about 4 or 5 classes in this subtopic alone. It's very slow. I know it's very slow. Okay, but I think it's so important because this is in exam, it's a very popular question lah. Okay, memang akan ditanya the sketching of the graph. Kamu punya new syllabus, your new syllabus exam, they may even ask you to draw the graph instead of sketching. Okay, so we have to take some time in this particular subtopic to make sure that we have the skills that we need, okay, to draw the graph. So before I continue, let me ask, do you guys have any questions from the previous set of questions that I gave you earlier? Are you guys okay with the rest of the questions? Anything that you want me to help you to figure out how to draw the graph? Ada? Okay, so Sean say no means everybody say no, is it? Okay, never mind lah. But if you have, okay, don't hesitate to ask lah. Okay, if you have, don't hesitate to ask. But let me continue lah. Let's go to page 86. Okay, so today what we want to do, okay, is we want to combine two functions. Okay, we want to combine two functions, a trigonometric function, okay, which is the basic one, and another function which can be a straight line or a curve. Okay, it can be a straight line, it can be a curve, depending on what the function is. And we want to find the number of solutions. Okay, so this is our number of solutions for both functions. Okay, this is our main aim for today. We want, number of solutions for both functions. Okay, we want to find this as our main aim today. We want to sketch both graphs, okay, and then we want to look for the number of solutions. Bilangan penyelesaian. Bilangan saja saya mau. Okay, and you have actually done this in your mathematics. Okay, I don't know if you remember this chapter. In maths, let's say for example, you are asked to draw let's say a quadratic graph like that, and then you have to draw a straight line, and then after that you have to do this, you do this, and then you have to find the value. Do you remember this question? Did Teacher Kwok teach you this? Do you know what I'm talking about? No, she didn't teach you. Anybody? Do you know what I'm talking about? This particular question in maths, Cikgu Kwok. I think it's called graphs of functions or functions of graphs. No, not mean and max value. Is you draw one graph and then you draw a straight line, and then after that you look for the intersection and then you find the value of the x. Not mean max value. Oh, form 4. Yeah, I guess it could be form 4 lah. Sorry, I'm not familiar with the maths syllabus. Probably. Or it can be mungkin dia adalah macam ni like this, and then you have one straight line, kamu lukis macam ni kan, astaga macam mana, one straight line like this, and then you look for the x intersection, and then you find the value. Or teacher Ivy, okay, so ada orang yang cakap pernah, some people say tidak ingat. So there's a reason why you learn that in form 4, you know, so that when you come to form 5, you don't like, oh, how come we never learn this in maths? Okay, so it is the same skill. Okay, it is the same skill, except that for today, we only want to look at how many solutions are there, because we are not drawing the graph. We are only sketching the graph. Okay, kita ada satu garis lurus, kita ada dua graph yang bertembung. Okay, so we want to find how many points dia bertembung. This is our job for today lah. Okay, so take a look. Let's take a look at the example first now. I want to take a look at the example so that because the example they've already given the solution there. So you have, the question says determine the number of solutions for each trigonometric equation in the domain 0 to 2 pi. So first thing we need to know, it is between 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so kita, you know, we make sure that we draw according to that lah. Okay, by sketching the graphs of the trigonometric function and the algebraic function. So the example given to you is 3 cos 2x equals to x over pi minus 1. Okay, so if you are given in this situation, okay, the first thing you need to know is to identify which is the trigonometric function. Okay, option A, option B. Which is the trigonometric function?
A.
Very good. So A is the trigonometric function, okay, and B is the algebraic function. We know that it is a trigonometric function because of the word sine, cos, tangent. Okay, walaupun di sebelah kanan ini adalah ada pi lah, there is a pi value over there, but it is still, pi is just a number. Something that I have been saying since chapter 1. Okay, pi is just a number. Okay, 22 over 7, 3.142. And because of that, B is an algebraic expression. So we have to split this up into two equations. The first equation will be y equals to 3 cos 2x. Okay, and then the second equation, green, y equals to x over pi minus 1. Okay, Now take a look at the example given in the workbook. Okay, they've already shown you lah. Okay, the example over here, they've already shown you how the graph looks like for 3 cos 2x. Okay, 3 cos 2x. Okay, never mind, let's draw. Okay, so 3 cos 2x. What does the 3 mean and what does the 2 mean? Can somebody tell me? What does this 3 mean and what does this 2 mean? Sorry. Apa maksud 3 itu dan apa maksud 2 itu? Do I need to call names? No lah kan. Okay, 3 is the mean and max value. Good. Okay, mean and max. And 2? What is 2? 2 is the cycles, okay, in 360 degrees. So we are in 2 pi, okay, that means you draw first, and then only you put in the angle. Okay, so we know that the highest value is 3. So draw first, draw the 2 cycles. So, sorry, cos. Cos is the U shape, right? Okay, so 1 cycle, 2 cycle. Sorry, it's very ugly, but can. Okay, so 1 cycle, 2 cycle, and we know that the highest point here is 3, and the lowest point here is -3. Let's ignore this. Okay, so this one is 2 pi. Okay, put in the other 3 values. Pi over 2, 3 over 2 pi, and 2 pi. So halfway will be pi. Okay, and then halfway of that will be pi over 2. Halfway of this will be 3 over 2 pi. Okay, so that's how this graph is drawn. So this is y equals to 3 cos 2x. So the question is, how do I get this? How do I draw this line? Okay, so in order to do that, okay, you may need to copy this down in your workbook. So what you do is you plot 2 points. Okay, we draw, okay, by plotting 2 points. Okay, we only need 2 titik saja. Well, most of the time okay, we only need 2 titik. And I suggest that the titik yang kamu ambil is within this range. Take 0 and take 2 pi. Okay, take 0 and take 2 pi. So, astaga, sorry. Okay, so let me draw a table. So, let's say my x value is 0 and 2 pi. Okay, I can substitute the 0 and the 2 pi into this x value to get the value of y. Okay, take some time, let that sink in. Macam kita plot graph lah kan. Kita ganti nilai x, okay, and then lepas itu kita cari nilai y. You have done this since form 3. Okay, it's a very basic skill. Cuma ini don't let the pi, okay, don't let the pi distract you. Pi is just a number. Okay, most of the time pi itu akan hilang sendiri itu. Okay, kita tengok so let's say for example when x equals to 0, so y equals to x over pi minus 1. Kita ganti 0 di sini lah. Okay, 0 over pi minus 1. What will we get?
-1.
-1, because 0 over pi is just 0. So you have one coordinate already, 0 and -1. Okay, can you see the 0 and -1 in the contour over here? Okay, let's do x equals to 2 pi. Okay, when x equals to 2 pi, we substitute lah. Y equals to 2 pi over pi minus 1. Okay, and you find that actually the pi will cancel each other out. Kan tidak payah fikir panjang-panjang. Okay, so don't let the pi be like, wah, terus kamu kencang-kencang kerana itu pi. No need, it will just cancel each other out. It's just a number. Okay, so 2 minus 1 will give you 1. So you get 1 over here. So that means I have this one already, 2 pi and 1. Okay, so let's plot this. Okay, let's plot this. So we have 0 and -1. So 0 and -1, we can agak-agak lah. Okay, although the book over there very nicely give you. So 0, -1 is maybe somewhere here. Okay, I'm going to plot this over here. Okay, that is the first coordinate. The second coordinate is 2 pi and 1. Okay, so I'm going to plot 1 over here, and 2 pi is here lah bahkan. So here will be this one. And so because you already have 2 points, it's going to be a straight line. So when we connect this, okay, kita sambung this straight line. Okay, so this graph is the graph of y equals to x over pi minus 1. Okay, this graph. Now we come back to the original objective of this question. Soalan ini minta, okay, determine the number of solutions. Okay, so how do we determine the number of solutions? We look for bilangan persilangan. Okay, we look for the number of intersections between the two graphs. So over here you have the black graph and you have the purple graph. And we look at how many intersections are there. Okay, change to pink color. So 1 intersection, 2 intersections, 3 intersections, 4 intersections. 4 kali dia bersilang. Okay, 4 kali dia akan bersilang, cross paths lah. So therefore, that's why at the end of it, kamu nampak in the contoh there kan, there are 4 points of intersection. Hence the equation yada yada yada. Okay, so usually I like to shortcut this and I will just say the number of solutions is 4. Cukup. Okay, sebab ada 4 tempat persilangan. Okay, and it helps if you circle the intersection points so that you can clearly see on your graph, just like the example they give in the book. You circle the intersection points so that you see, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 intersection points altogether. Okay, and we can do this, we can also do this by using Desmos lah, you know, and as I said before, try not to look at the answer at the back of the book. Use Desmos. Use Desmos to help you to verify the answer. Okay, so let me switch over to Desmos to show you. Okay, so your first graph is this, 3 cos 2x. Okay, can see, right, everyone? Can you see the Desmos?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 3 cos 2x, but 0 to 2 pi. So 2 pi is here. Okay, look at this point over here, 2 pi. So kita berhenti graph kita setakat 2 pi lah. Okay, and then y equals to x over pi minus 1, also from 0 to 2 pi. So we are only interested in this section over here. And so we find that the number of intersections, sorry, I can't draw on this, but you will find that the number of intersections is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sampai 2 pi. Okay, sampai 2 pi, which is here, the one I'm highlighting now. I don't know if you can see the highlight lah. Yeah lah. Okay, beyond that, kita tidak berminat dengan selepas itu. Okay, because soalan kita, our question is from 0 until 2 pi. Okay, so use the Desmos app, okay, to help you to verify your answer. Okay, and also to help you to see how the graph is drawn. Like ini memang sangat cantik. So ini adalah mengikut lukisan graph, which we will look at tomorrow lah. Okay, but writing down the 2 equations, okay, will definitely help you, okay, to see if your answer is correct. Okay, remember, you're only interested from 0. Sorry, let me move this graph. Okay, from 0, here is 0. Okay, all the way until 2 pi, which is, oh, sorry. Okay, 0 until 2 pi is here. Okay, this is 2 pi. So look for the point of 2 pi. Don't look for 5 over 2 pi. Ini lebih sudah. This is 3 over 2 pi. This is pi. This is pi over 2. Okay, so you also can use Desmos to help you to plot, okay, where are the four angles. Okay, remember the 4 important angles, pi over 2, pi, 3 over 2 pi, and 2 pi. Okay, so use the Desmos app to also help you so that you can visualize it better. Okay, now what I want you to do, okay, let's take a look at the first question. Okay, question number 1, switching back over. Okay, so the first question is sine 2x equals to 4x over 3 pi minus 3 over 2. Okay, same thing. Tell me which is the trigonometric function and tell me which is the algebraic function. Anyone? Which is the trigonometric function and which is the algebraic function?
Sine 2x trigonometric.
Okay, so y equals to sine 2x. State y equals to this one. Okay, left trigonometry, right algebraic. Also can. So y equals to sine 2x is the trigonometry, and then y equals to 4x over 3 pi minus 3 over 2 is the algebraic. Okay, so cara melukis trigonometry is the thing that we learned on Monday. Okay, cara melukis algebraic is we have to make the table. Okay, substitute x equals to 0, substitute x equals to 2 pi, get two coordinates, okay, and then after that, draw the line. Okay, can you give this a try? Maybe I give you about 5 minutes to see if you can try this on your own first. Okay, of course, there's no way that I can see how you're doing, but give this a try on your own first. Okay, give this a try on your own. And then after that, in 5 minutes, we'll come back and we'll discuss this question. All right. Okay, everyone, come on, let's give this a try. So, first things first, let's talk about the trigonometry graph. Okay, let's talk about the trigonometry graph. Okay, please excuse my horrendous drawing. Okay. Somebody please tell me, okay, two things lah. Number one, what is the minimum maximum value? Number two, how many cycles in 360 degrees? Okay, one, and what's the minimum
Two
value?
cycles. Oh, negative. One as well.
Okay. All right, and then how many cycles are there?
2 cycles.
Okay, 2 cycles. So you draw the cycles first. The easiest way, because it's just a sketch. Okay, so you draw the cycles, and this is a sine graph. Okay, the sine graph is the one that starts from 0 and comes back to 0. So 2 cycles. 1, 2. Okay. And we know that the maximum value is 1, minimum value is -1. Okay. Now the next thing is we need to draw the straight line. Okay, so I'm going to change color for this. Okay, straight line, we need to make the table first. Okay, x equals to 0 and 2 pi. Okay, and then the value of y. Okay, can somebody tell me if x is 0, what is the value of y? Have you calculated this?
-1.5.
Okay, -1.5. It's okay to use decimals. I think it's better to use decimals. Okay, it's easier. What about 2 pi?
7/6.
7/6. 1.167 lah. Okay, fine. 1.167. Okay. So, what happens if you get this very, very weird number lah? Okay, that is possible. You can still plot because again, as I said, this is a sketch. Okay, so if I were to plot this, 0 and -1.55. So -1.5 is about here, -1.5. So this will be the first one. Okay, and then 2 pi. Oh, sorry, I haven't given this one. 2 pi. This is 3/2 pi. This is pi, and this is pi over 2. So 2 pi and 1.167 lah. So agak-agak 1.2 lah. Okay, so maybe 1.2 is about here. Okay, agak-agak lah. You can agak-agak punya, tiada masalah. So this sketch saja. Okay, if you're drawing a graph, you cannot agak-agak. But because this is a sketch, important thing is the information that goes into it. Okay, and so what do you do with those two lines? What do you do with those two plots? You draw a straight line to connect them. Okay, let me draw the straight line in green. Here goes. Good luck. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay, thank God dia kena. Okay, so how many solutions are there?
3.
Okay, the number of solutions, okay, will be 3. And you know this by marking them out. 1, 2, 3. Okay, where the black line and the green line meet, okay, that is the solution. Okay, and so if we do this on the Desmos app, you will get the same thing lah. Okay, y equals to sine 2x will be this. Okay, 2 cycles from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, 1, 2 to 2 pi is here, this is 2 pi. Okay, and then the second one is this. Okay, and you can find that from 0 to 2 pi, which is here, okay, they intersect 3 times. Okay, and we find that we can even use Desmos. Let me make this bigger for you to see. We can even use Desmos to tell us what is the points that they intersect. X sama dengan 1.94, astaga, this one. This is X equals to 1.942. This is X equals to 3.035. And the other one is X equals to 4.501. But we will look at this in the next class. Okay? The important thing now is we want to know how many solutions are there by sketching first. Okay, so we can use both methods to help us to determine this. Okay, let's move on to the second one. Okay, the second question. This is a slightly complicated one, but we can do this. 3 sine 2x modulus, okay, equals to 2 over x over 2 pi. Okay, now obviously the one on the left is the trigonometry one lah. Okay, and this one is the algebraic. And so our two equations will be y equals to 3 sine 2x modulus and y equals to 2 minus x over 2 pi. Now let's recap again. What does this modulus sign mean? What does it mean for the graph? Anybody?
All positive.
Okay, means the entire graph must only be in the positive region. It means when you draw out, if it is negative, it must go to the positive. Okay, so same thing. I give you 5 minutes. Try to figure this out on your own. Okay, 0 to 2 pi. Again, 0 to 2 pi. Try to figure this out and tell me how many solutions we have. Okay, for this question. 5 minutes. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so first of all, can somebody tell me this trigonometric graph, right? Okay, what does it look like? Can you describe to me how the graph looks like?
Like mountains, hills.
How many mountains are there?
4.
Okay, there will be 4. Macam pagar. Okay, fine. That's the first time I heard people. I've never seen a pagar yang nampak macam ni lah. Okay, kalau saya kan, last time when I was younger, I used to draw fingers like this. Like this would be fingers, and then this is the thumb, and then this is my hand. Okay, little did I know that the 4 fingers, walaupun dia terbantut macam ini bahkan, actually it is a sine 2x graph. Okay, so this is how it will be. 2 cycles. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, excuse the ugliness. But the reason why everything is in the positive is because asalnya dia kan negatif. Kan? Then we pindahkannya to the top side. So it becomes positive. Okay, maximum value please.
3.
Okay, maximum value is 3. You don't have to write the negative 3 if you want, but we can always write it there. Okay, now let's take a look at the algebra graph. The algebra graph, once again, we have x equals to 0 and 2 pi. Can you give me the coordinates for y and for both of these, please?
2 and 1.
2 and 1. Okay, well, this seems pretty easy. Okay, so when x equals to 0, y equals to 2, kita agak-agak lah. Kalau sini 3, sini mungkin 2, sini mungkin 1. So you plot the first one over here. Okay. Oh, my mistake, sorry. Here is 2 pi. This is 3 over 2 pi. This is pi. And this is pi over 2. Okay, and then you will find that 2 pi over here and 1. Okay, so let me just draw this so that we can make sure that we can, this one. Oh no. Oh yeah, okay, fine, can lah, boleh. Okay, and so when we draw the straight line, we're going to get something like, okay, wish me luck. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, so how many intersections are there? 8. Okay, let's verify. Let me change the color lah, change the orange. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so then you write down there the number of solutions, okay, equals to A. Okay, now I want to do two more to demonstrate a few important things, but this is the basic skill. Okay, this is the basic thing that you need. You need to have a trigonometry graph and you need to have an algebra graph. Tapi soalan dia bagi dalam bentuk begini tau. Okay, but sometimes they won't give it to you in that way. Okay, but we pause first. Let's take a look at question number 3. Okay, so question number 3 is 2 cos x equals to pi over x. So obviously this one is y equals to 2 cos x, and this one is y equals to pi over x. Okay. Now, when we do this, what's going to happen is we're going to have the cos graph, and it's only one cycle. Okay, what is the maximum and the minimum value for this graph?
2.
2 and negative 2. Okay, so I'm going to have 2 and negative 2, and only one cycle. So one cycle, and this is 2 pi. Okay, let's mark the rest. Halfway is pi, halfway of that is 3 over 2 pi, and halfway of this is pi over 2. Okay, now my big problem is this. Okay, now my big problem is this one, because, okay, if I use the original one that we have, which is 0 and pi, 0 and 2 pi, okay, can you calculate for me what are the values of y if x equals to 0 and x equals to 2 pi? Yeah, so the 0 is a problem. You will get a math error. Okay, sebab kamu tidak boleh bahagi dengan kosong. You cannot divide by 0. But the 2 pi is easily found lah. Kalau 2 pi berapa?
1/2.
Okay, you will get 1 over
1/2 sekejap.
Okay, thanks. Okay, you get 1/2. So this is a problem because in order to draw another graph, you need 2 points. But the problem with your 0 is that it is already math error. So an alternative, if you cannot do 0, you choose another point. Okay, there are 3 other points for you to choose from. Okay, pi over 2 pi and 3 over 2 pi. Okay, so I suggest if you cannot use 0, the next best thing is to use pi. Okay, so if x equals to pi, what is my value of y now? Okay, you will get y equals to 1. Okay, so our coordinate is pi and 1, and then 2 pi and half. Okay, let's mark it out lah. So let's say if this is 2, so here is 1, and so here is half. Okay, so we have pi and 1, which is here, and we have 2 pi and half, which is here. Okay, so far so good, Okay, so this is where some of you might find this a little bit complicated, okay. This is a situation where the graph is not a straight line. It is not, because of the way the graph is. Okay, do you remember in Form 4, what is this kind of graph? Apa nama graph ini? Do you remember? Y equals to 1 over x. Gosh, even I can't remember what is the name of the graph. I think it's called a reciprocal graph. Okay, graph salingan. Okay, simply because of the over x. Okay, so the graph of the over x, y equals to 1 over x. Okay, the shape of the graph is this and this. Okay, this is the shape of the graph. So even if we have pi over x, okay, we know that the line that joins these two dots, okay, is going to be a curve. Okay, so it's going to be a curve that looks something like this. I'm very sorry for my very ugly drawing. Okay, but having sketched that, you know now how many number of solutions are there.
1.
There will be one solution, which is just this. Okay, so the number of solutions is equals to 1. Okay, so I'm purposely answering this question to tell you that sometimes not all the the lines, most of the times it's a straight line, okay? But sometimes we have to watch out for questions where the x is at the bottom. Dia adalah pecahan and then bahagi x. We have to be careful with these kind of graphs because these are reciprocal graphs. Okay, graph salinan, where the graph is like very weird shape. As a general rule, okay, even in your textbook, most of the textbook questions are trigonometry graph and straight line. Trigonometry graph, straight line. Okay, very straightforward. Okay, it's just that in this particular example, we also need to pay attention to other kinds of lines, other kinds of functions that will give you a slightly different shape. Okay, so be aware of that, but the process is still the same. Okay, you find the number of intersections and that is the number of solutions. Remember, our aim today is kita mau tahu berapa tempat dia bersilang. That's all. We're not interested in what is the value. I just want to know how many number of solutions are there altogether. Okay, right. One last question and then we'll call it a day. Oh, sorry. Let me show you the Desmos first. Okay, so in the Desmos, the one with the 4 fingers looks like this lah. Okay, as we said just now. So this is from 0 to 2 pi. 2 pi is where? Here. Okay, so this is 2 pi. Okay, and we find that the number of solutions is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, all the way. Actually, it's 9 lah. Gosh. Oh, no, don't have. Because 2 pi is here. Sorry, 8. Okay, so 8 solutions altogether. And then the last 2 graphs will be this one. This is the y equals to 2 cos x. Okay, one full circle until 2 pi up. 2 pi is somewhere here. There. Here is 2 pi. Okay, sorry, let me make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so 2 pi is here. Okay, so 0 to 2 pi. Okay, 0 to 2 pi is here. And then when we put the second graph, we find that the red color line. Okay, let me make it a bit bigger. So this is actually how it looks like. Y equals to pi over x is a reciprocal graph. Okay, and we find that from 0 to 2 pi, okay, there is only one point of intersection, which is this. Okay, this is the point of intersection. 5.03 and 0.625. Okay, so we will do this. The drawing of this will be done next week. In the next class, which is tomorrow. Okay, but for today, I want you to focus on sketching. Okay, because once you know the sketching, then drawing becomes much easier to do. Okay, one last question. Please turn with me to your textbook. Okay, textbook in page 210. Okay, page 210 in your textbook. I want you to take a look at this question number 3 yang paling atas itu. Okay, question number 3. Okay, and it says that on the same axis, sketch the graphs of y equals to 3 over 2 cos 3x. Okay, and then y equals to x over pi plus 1. Okay, and then they say after that is from 0 to x to pi over 2. Ini biasalah, okay, sampai pi over 2. But this is only until pi over 2, not even until 2 pi. It's only until pi over 2. Okay, slowly. But the thing is this, look at the next sentence. Then state the number of solutions for 3 cos 3x equals to 2x over pi plus 2. Okay, from 0 to 2 pi. From 0 to pi over 2. Now, if you remember from our question just now, right, whenever we have an equation like this, we immediately split it into 2. Kan? Sebab dia mirip betul. Okay, but what happens if you have this question? Okay, if you have this question. Okay, kamu tengok, ini langsung, it doesn't look like this. And this is 3, but this is 3 over 2. This is 2, but this is x over pi. Okay, so sometimes you will have to mengolah this equation so that it follows our 2 graphs that we need to draw. Okay, how do I change this 3 cos 3x become 3 over 2 cos 3x? Any suggestions?
Divide
Times
2.
2.
Times 2 or divide by 2?
Divide by 2.
Okay, we divide everything by 2. We divide everything by 2, we'll get 3 over 2 cos 3x. 2x over pi divide by 2 will give you x over pi. Plus 2 divided by 2 will give you 1. And then you have this one and this one already. Okay, and then you have the two graphs that you know what you want to draw. Okay, so this is a skill that actually you learned in Form 4 with whoever your maths teacher is, Cikgu Ivy or Cikgu Kwok, okay, which we are now translating into trigonometric functions. Okay, question number 1. Next one, take a look at, okay, question number 3 again, formative exercise. Okay, 6.3, question number 3. Okay, you obviously know where I'm going with this lah. Kalau saya bincang soalan-soalan ini kan, maksudnya ini adalah kamu punya assignment untuk hari ini. Okay, so the question is, sketch the graph of y equals to 3 sine 2x. Okay, from 0 to 2 pi. And then dia cakap, then on the same axis, draw a suitable straight line to find the number of solutions for 3 pi sine 2x plus 2x equals to 3 pi. Okay, so the question now is, what is my algebraic expression? I don't know what's my algebraic expression. It's the same as this just now. They give you this, and then they give you this one, but you have to convert it so that it becomes like that. Okay, so now this is the question. They've given you the trigonometric, this one, and they've already given you the combine. Okay, but how do I find the right hand side? Okay, so what do I need to do is, I need to make sure that my left hand side looks like this. Because since the beginning of the class, kita selalu menetapkan bahawa, okay, sebelah kiri ini, sebelah kanan ini. Okay, y equals to this and y equals to that. So if they give you an equation like this, okay, stay with me guys, 5 more minutes and then we're done. If they give you an equation like this, you have to make sure that whatever is on the left side looks like the trigonometric graph that you want to draw. So we have 3 sine 2x. And over here you got this very, very, very long thing. Okay, so how do I convert this, the square, to become this? Any suggestions? What is the first thing I should do?
Bring 2x to the other side.
Okay, very good. Bring 2x to the other side. So 3 pi sine 2x equals to 3 pi minus 2x. But we still haven't got, this is 3 sine 2x. So what is the next thing I should do?
Divide by pi.
Very good. Okay, divide by pi. So 3 sine 2x equals to 3 pi divided by pi will be 3 minus 2x over pi. And then you are at the place where we have done since the beginning. Right? 3 sine 2x is a trigonometric graph. What is my algebraic function? It is, sorry, what is my algebraic function? It is 3 minus 2x over pi. Okay? Once you have that, then you can do the same process that we did before. Draw the trigonometry, draw the straight line, find the number of solutions. Okay, but what I want to emphasize is this skill of changing the given. Ini diberi oleh soalan kan? This is given in the question. We have to convert it so that it looks in the shape that is easy for us to understand. It's the shape that we've been talking about since the beginning. Okay? So today, your assignment is 3 questions. Okay, 3 questions. So 2 questions yang saya sudah bincang dan 1 soalan yang fresh lah, yang belum pernah saya bincang. I want you to try this on your own. So question number 3, yang ini, yang di atas itu, page 210 question number 3 yang di atas. Okay, and then question number 3 in formative exercise 6.3, and obviously it's question number 4. Okay, question number 3, 3 and 4. Okay, if I hope that you can submit this by today, you know, because tomorrow we're going to go into something else lah. Okay, but this is such an important skill, guys. Okay, this is a very important skill because it helps us to understand what we are going to learn tomorrow lah. which is drawing graphs. So for tomorrow's class, if you can, okay, kalau kamu boleh atau kamu masih ada stok di rumah, please sediakan kertas graph. Otherwise, tomorrow will be very difficult if you don't have graph paper. We're going to learn how to draw graphs tomorrow.